Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will understand the poem All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare. Let's know the poet and the poem. William Shakespeare is regarded as the greatest dramatist. He wrote many plays like Macbeth, Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Comedy of Errors, Julius Caesar, etc. This poem is a monologue of a character Jax in the play As You Like It. Monologue means a loud speech to oneself. Now let's understand the poem. All the world's a stage. Shakespeare compares the world to a stage. The comparison is indirect, so the figure of speech is metaphor. And all the men and women merely players. Merely means only. Players means actors. Poet compares men and women to actors on the stage. The comparison is indirect, so the figure of speech is metaphor. They have their exits and their entrances. Entrances, entry points of a stage. Exits, departures. Actors come on the stage and perform their roles. Same way, men and women are born. They come into this world, they perform their roles like doctors, teachers, etc. Actors exit the stage. Similarly, men and women depart from this world, that is, they die. Here, the figure of speech is antithesis because exits and entrances are opposite words. It is also a metaphor because birth and deaths are indirectly compared to entrances and exits. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. Parts, acts mean roles. 7 ages means 7 stages. Man performs 7 different roles in his lifetime from birth till death. That is, an infant, a child, a teenager, an adult, a middle aged man, a senior citizen, and an old aged man. These 7 roles are the 7 different stages of a man's life. At first, the first stage of man's life, that is, infancy, is described. Man plays the role of an infant. The infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Mewling means crying. Puking means vomiting. The infant is crying all the time, vomiting in the nurse's arms. He is innocent, helpless, dependent, without teeth, without taste, and unaware of what is happening around him. Friends, words mewling and puking suggest sound, so the figure of speech is onomatopoeia. Then, the second stage of man's life, childhood, is described. Man plays the role of a child. Here in the poem, Shakespeare picturizes a schoolboy. Then the whining schoolboy. Whining means complaining. The schoolboy is complaining about everything to elders. Word whining suggests sound, so the figure of speech is onomatopoeia. With his satchel and shining morning face. Satchel means school bag. He has a shining morning face, that is, a fresh face, and carries a school bag. Creeping like snail unwillingly to school. Creeping means moving slowly. The boy is not willing to go to school, so he is creeping. Here, the schoolboy is directly compared to a snail, so therefore the figure of speech is simile. And then the lover. The third stage of man's life, that is teenage, is described. Man plays the role of a teenager. Here in the poem, Shakespeare shows a lover. Sighing like furnace. Sighing means expressing sadness by drawing deep breath. Furnace means a fireplace. He is a romantic young man, a lover who sighs like a furnace. His face glows like a red hot furnace. The lover is directly compared to a furnace, so the figure of speech is simile. With a woeful ballad made to his mistress I brow. Woeful ballad means sad poems. Made to means written in praise of. Mistress means beloved. He writes sad poems and praises his mistress' eyebrow, that is, the physical beauty of his beloved. Woeful ballad. Friends, the epithet, that is, adjective woeful, is transferred from the lover to the ballad. So, the figure of speech is transferred epithet. Remember, epithet means adjective. Then, a soldier. The poet describes adulthood, that is the fourth stage of man's life. Shakespeare in the poem picturizes a soldier. The youth is at the peak of his physical strength and courage. Full of strange oaths, the young man swears to do a lot of things for his family, country, honor, and dignity. And bearded like the pard. Pard means leopard. He wears a fashionable, stylish beard and looks like a leopard. The poet directly compares the youth to a leopard, so the figure of speech is simile. Jealous in honor. Jealous in means very conscious of. The youth is very conscious of his honor. He wants everyone to respect him. He cannot bear anyone insulting him. And quick in quarrel. The youth is very aggressive. He picks up quarrels and starts fighting. Seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Bubble means temporary. Reputation means fame or popularity. Cannon's mouth means great danger to life. The youth is ready to face any danger, even risk his life to become famous, even if his fame or popularity is temporary. And then the justice. Justice means judge. Shakespeare describes the fifth stage, that is, middle age. Man becomes wise like the judge and passes judgments on various aspects of life. He is now realistic, mature, and experienced in his thoughts. In fair round belly with good capon lined. Fair means beautiful. Round belly means pot bellied or having a paunch. With good capon lined means excess fat due to careless eating habit. He becomes fat. He has a paunch because he eats carelessly. He does not have healthy eating habits. With eyes severe. Severe here means strict, serious. That means he looks seriously at everything, every issue. He does not take things lightly now. The figure of speech over here is inversion. Why? Because the words are not in correct prose order. The correct prose order is with severe eyes. And beard a formal cut. Now he has a formal beard. It is very different than the fashionable beard of youthful days. Full of wise saws and modern instances. Saws means sayings. Instances means examples. While speaking now, he uses proverbs, quotations, words of wisdom, and modern examples. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts. In the sixth stage, man grows old. He becomes a senior citizen, an elderly person, and an old man. Into the lean and slippered pantaloon. Lean means weak and thin. Slippered means in slippers. Pantaloons means loose pants. Man is now weak and thin. He wears old slippers. His movements look quite funny. His pants are now loose. The adjective lean is transferred from legs to pantaloon. So the figure of speech is transferred epithet. With spectacles on nose. He wears spectacles because his eyesight is weak. And pouch on side. The muscles have lost their stiffness and shake on either side. His youthful horse well saved, a world too wide for a shrunk shank. Youthful horse means close fitting covering for legs. Well saved means well preserved. Shrunk is the past participle of shrink. It means thin and weak. Shank means legs. His legs have become thin, and the close fitting trousers which he used to wear in his youth are now preserved. They are too loose for him. Alliteration is the figure of speech over here because the sound of letter W is repeated in well saved, world, and wide. Similarly, the sound of the letters SH is repeated in shrunk, shank. So the figure of speech is alliteration again. And his big manly voice, turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Manly means powerful. Treble means 3 times weaker than. His voice, which was earlier manly and powerful, now becomes weak, childish, and shrill. There are whistling sounds when he talks. Treble, whistling. Friends, have you seen these words express sound? So the figure of speech is onomatopoeia. Last scene of all that ends the strange eventful history. Eventful means full of events. Shakespeare calls man's life as a strange history full of events and incidents. He describes the seventh stage, that is, the final stage, that is extreme old age, is second childishness. Second childishness means man depends on others once again as he did in childhood. He is without teeth, without taste, without anything. So this stage is called second childishness. And mere oblivion. That is, he becomes unaware of his surroundings, happenings. He forgets everything. Saw teeth, saw eyes, saw taste, saw everything. Friends, saw is a French word. It means without. Without teeth means he becomes toothless. Without eyes means his eyesight becomes weak. Without taste means he loses sense of taste. Without everything means he has nothing left out. He is now ready to leave the world. And finally, he dies. Friends, the theme of the poem is the cycle of life. Remember, man starts as an infant, and at that time he is helpless, unaware of what is happening around, without any understanding, and ends the same way. Friends, if you liked the video or learned something from it, please click on the like button. Share the link and subscribe my channel if you haven't yet. We will meet soon in the next video. Till then, keep smiling. Bye.